Hey you guys, welcome back to Pantry. I'm Alicia if you're new here, and today it is raining and overcast outside, and I am excited because that means, first of all, we've had drought all summer, so it's just great, even though it's kind of flooding now. But that also means that it's a great day for the last installment of this year's Souptember. If you are new to Souptember, that is just a YouTube thing where some people who cook on YouTube make soup videos in September. Today, we are making a Mexican-inspired soup. I went out to the garden and picked a red pepper and one small jalapeno. I've got an onion here and some other goodies I'll get to in a minute. This was something I was thinking about and kind of have been dreaming up over the last couple weeks. A few weeks ago, I made a video where I showed you how I make and can salsa verde. I can link that for you. And I was thinking while I was canning it, I was thinking about Mexican flavors and Souptember, and I was like, I wonder about a Mexican soup other than just like taco soup, right? And then I started thinking about Mexican food and how I like rice and beans. And so what I came up with was kind of like a rice and beans soup that has salsa verde in it. So it's not refried beans. I guess you could use refried beans and they would be like a thicker soup. That's just not what I was going for. I am using pinto beans, which are what refried beans are usually made out of in general. And so I have those here, but I wanted to leave them whole because I want to be able to like see the beans. And what I decided was to serve it over rice. Now I'm not going to do Mexican rice. I'm just going to do like a plain brown rice to kind of go on the bottom. That's a fairly new thing to me, like rice on the bottom of soup or chili or something or stew. And that is apparently normal out here in the Southeast. But it's a cool thing. So I thought I would make this soup today. I've got avocado oil in the pan. I'm just getting the peppers chopped up, the onion chopped up, kind of a chop and drop situation. I started with peppers. Usually start with onion. I am putting in a whole onion. It's like a medium large one though, so it's not too much onion, but it's definitely enough because I like onion in my Mexican food. Get the peel off of this knife. Anyways, so I thought about using black beans for this because there is a soup at a restaurant I like that is a black bean and rice soup, but it's kind of totally different. It doesn't really fit the flavor profile I'm going for here. I was kind of just sticking to the Mexican flavors and the type of beans you would get at the restaurant. And I know you can't totally see me chopping over here. Sorry, that's just the way my kitchen's arranged. You want to see the pot and me? You can't really. Okay, getting my jalapeno. You guys, I have so many jalapenos out on my plants. I really need to harvest them, but I need to harvest a lot of peppers. But the rain is keeping me inside. Like it's pouring. I considered going out and picking peppers in the rain, but I went out yesterday to do something for the chickens, to put some stuff in their run to like soak up water so it wouldn't be messy. And I was out there a short time and I was soaked, and I was wearing a rain jacket. I was soaked. My head looked like I just came out of the shower. So I'm kind of hanging on waiting for it to either stop or slow way down. I'm just putting in one jalapeno. You can put in more if you like a lot more spice. I am a wimp with spice. I want just a little bit of it. I'm just picking this down until it gets like the onions are just starting to soften before I add other ingredients. While that's cooking, I have 2 cans of pinto beans that I'm going to drain and rinse. Get some other ingredients ready here. I forgot I wanted to get some garlic in here too. Big heaping tablespoon because that's how I like my garlic. That mixed into here. Got my beans here. Okay, so for this soup today, I do have some home canned pinto beans down in my basement, but I was looking around in there and I found these cans were close to an expiration date, so I decided to just use those up. I am also going to use a can of tomato paste. This is your normal 6-ounce can. I'm going to get that mixed in. And what I'm going to add to this is a can of beef. If you don't have home canned beef, I mean, obviously you can buy store-bought canned beef. You can use leftover cooked roast. You can buy one of those packages of like seasoned cooked meat that are becoming more common nowadays. There's an Aldi sliced brisket, like ready-to-eat brisket that I keep wanting to try because it keeps going on sale and they never have it when I go. You could also use chicken, okay? But this is one can, which would be about a pound of cooked beef. I am not worried about the fat in here. It will just kind of melt down into this. Like I said, you could use chicken. I felt like beef went with this today. It was a mood thing. Okay. It's pretty mixed in there now. So I'm also going to add a taco seasoning packet. I do usually make my own taco seasoning, but when I see these on sale, I'll pick up a few to use when I need some and I don't have it already made, like I need to make more, and that's where I am right now. So taco seasoning is whatever, if you have your homemade, just whatever your equivalent is for your homemade taco seasoning to one packet. And I'm going to put in my 2 cans of pinto beans and my jar of salsa verde. I already put my opener away. If you buy salsa verde in the store, I'm not sure what size the jars are, but I would say this is a pint jar, so 16 ounces. I would say anywhere between 12 and 16 ounces would be fine. Put a little bit of broth in here to rinse all this goodness out. And that is the last thing for now besides broth. So I'm going to just get this all mixed together before I add in the broth. Now I am using today, I used beef bouillon because when I can my own broth, it's between, I either can a pint like this, that's 2 cups, or I can a quart, which is 4 cups. And for this, I decided 3 cups was better as far as the soupiness level I wanted. And usually when it's not a convenient measurement for me, I will just use bouillon and that amount of water. If it's like 1 cup or 3 cups, that's usually what I do. So this is nice and thick, like a stew. And because I'm using the powder bouillon, I'm not adding salt. I will taste and see if I need to adjust, but I don't. Bouillon's usually salty. So I'm just going to add my 3 cups of beef broth. Again, if I was doing chicken instead of beef, I'd probably use chicken broth. And that makes it a nice soup consistency. And I've got my brown rice going in my Instant Pot. I think I did a video once where I mentioned rice, like how I use my Instant Pot, because I don't actually make recipes in there very often. And rice and dry beans are some of my top, especially brown rice. It takes a long time on the stove. I don't like to babysit rice because it can boil over. You don't have to worry about any of that with the Instant Pot. Brown rice comes out just a better texture to me in the Instant Pot. So I always just put it over there. I'll put a scoop of this in the bowl, put the soup on top, and I will sit out a bar with cilantro, maybe some pickled red onions, lime to squirt on top, you know, the types of things maybe that you would put on a taco or something, some Mexican food type flavors. The funny thing about this is it's really red, even though you're using a green salsa verde, but it's almost like a mole color. It's a dark red. All right, let me give a little taste here. That's good. It does not need salt. You might have to taste yours depending on what kind of broth you use, but mine does not need salt. I think I do want to add a little bit of oregano though. Often people are surprised by how much oregano is in Mexican cooking. And there is a specific Mexican oregano, but they use both. And oregano is one of those things that some form of it is found in almost every country. So a lot of cultures, like Indian culture, Mexican culture, not just Italians, use oregano. Yum. Okay, I'm going to turn it down. And I'm just going to let it simmer for like 15 minutes just to let the flavors kind of meld and mingle a bit. And then I'll be ready to serve. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and I hope you enjoyed Souptember. I will link a playlist for you with all of my Souptember videos from this year and last year. And I hope to see you guys on the next video. Have a super fabulous day.